I beat Half Sword, and somehow it's both one of the most broken and most brilliant medieval combat games I've played. I spent about 12 hours in the game before beating the final boss, the Baron, so now here's my honest take. The early access launch got many negative reviews from people who spent countless hours practicing in the demo only to be met with a new physics system, or people who just couldn't run the game. But beneath all that muck lies a truly fantastic game that got my blood pumping as much as it got me laughing uncontrollably until I couldn't breathe.
That was so stupid.
The progression mode is pretty cool, and it does feel like your character is growing stronger with each rank he gains. I got pretty attached to my dude, and after defeating the Baron, I felt a warm sense of pride looking at my now beefy knight dude, knowing he was only a scrawny beggar a few hours ago. In terms of gear, I think everyone's characters will look more or less the same towards the end game, as there's not that many armor pieces to choose from right now. The weapons are pretty diverse, but true to history, only some work against the armor. There are a lot of game modes to try out, but hands down my two favorite are Brawls and Riots. In the Brawls is just two almost naked dudes punching each other until one of them cries for his mommy. I just can't get enough of how funny it is to flail your arms around and knock the other dude out. And when your character is maxed out, he's truly unstoppable. Riots are the most unbalanced, unfair, and outright evil matchup. You and one of your buddies slap on full knight armor and start ramming into unarmored peasants with your giant poleaxe. As cruel as it is, it's just so satisfying to see your absolute tank of a character trample the very enemies he was struggling to defeat just a few hours ago. Absolute cinema. Okay, time for a reality check. So strap into your sabatons cause it's gonna get muddy. Let's talk about the graphics and optimization, and I won't pull any punches here. For a game that doesn't look all that impressive, I can only run it on low settings with my mid-range setup. The devs are serious about fixing all the issues, so I am confident the game will run much better eventually. There were a lot of complaints about the physics at launch, but it seems like the devs just added a strength system and forgot to let everyone in on it. Characters feel like a wet noodle at the start, but when they reach max strength, they become a true warrior. I was stuck for hours in peasant tier, wondering if I just suck, but after learning about this mechanic, I uncovered the secret technique to becoming strong early. If you're at the start of a run, you can wiggle around a heavy weapon for a few minutes before exiting a stage. This will train your character a bit and make him decent in the early game. Also, loot your enemies and your fallen friends. You can get some decent armor for free as early as peasant tier. Even though combat is fun and I had a blast bashing people's skulls with my custom built small but deadly poleaxe, there are still some physics issues with the weapons and the character in some scenarios. I beat the Baron pre and post February 6th patch, and the second time honestly felt worse. But I also expect the devs to fix this soon. They released 4 hotfixes in just a week, so it's clear that they are dedicated to delivering us a good game in the end. Before closing, I also want to mention the music in this game. It's completely subjective, but I just love listening to the medieval tunes. Bashing people's heads in with a giant tenderizer just feels right when the minstrel is ripping the loot like it's 1298. So, what's my take on the game in the end? Well, if you're expecting a polished and smooth, realistic medieval combat game, Half Sword is not there yet. But if you're less serious about the precision of your swordplay, then by all means give it a shot. But beware, your GPU will suffer. Okay, time to pull out the tier list. Sadly, I have to give the game a B. I'd love to come back in a year and give it an S, but right now Half Sword is broken but brilliant. A true gem buried beneath janky physics and bad optimization. Does Half Sword shine bright in your eyes? Or did the jank and the smoke coming from your GPU mask its brilliance for you? Let me know in the comments. If you're into honest, experience-based reviews like this, where we uncover the good, the bad, and the memorable moments, please consider subscribing. I'm Base12, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.